Well, remember when I said that I hope that the Slash video will be my last trauma video of the year? Well, nope. Sadly not. Today I'll be covering an issue that has been going on for quite a while and is a threat to every ranker using Discord. And the one responsible for this issue is none other than Aczex. It all began on the eventful day of 28th of January when Aczex randomly added NCD and Angelline for no reason to a group chat, where, according to NCD, he was greeted by 3 to 4 Crownsec members, including some guy named Fanta with "Hey cutie," and tried to gain leverage over him by threatening him with "Oh, the UTTP is trying to dox you." If you don't remember, back then we had some UTTP kids trying to dox members across the NCS community, although they were unsuccessful to the surprise of no one. Funny thing is, these fuckers are no better than UTTP themselves. They force innocent people to work under them by threatening to leak their info. In fact, what if I told you Aczex knows deep down that he messed up and knows what he's doing is wrong? But funny thing is, he has no escape. He walked himself into this trap by joining their raiding clan, and he knows if he leaves it, they'll leak all of his RL info. How are they gonna get his RL info, you ask? He himself said in our group chat that they can get people's RL info, including their neighbor's home address, even if they don't use Discord using some sort of their stupid ass tools. And Aczex, ladies and gentlemen, betrayed his own friends, who protected him from a DOXXER 2 days before this incident, to become a Crownsec slave. And NCD, after leaving the group chat immediately, confronted him in DMs, to which his ignorant ass said that he did this for us. For us? For us? You literally made the choice to become their slave by yourself. None of us even knew what Crownsec is or asked you for any kind of help. They also planned raids on VNF as much as we disliked the place for obvious reasons. Anyways, on that day we removed Aczex from our group chat and cut ties with him, after which he made some sort of farewell in my DMs, although he went on to make a full audit himself just 2 months later. He had beef with Pamona, a song stealer who even tried to get onto NCS with a stolen song. Nope, I'm not trying to defend the song stealing, but what he did is worse than that. Just wait. And their arguments escalated so much, Aczex even sent her an email saying that he'd make her vanish into oblivion or something like that, which is a death threat. Again, I don't support song stealing, but sending a death threat instead of just going in with logic and just copyright claiming or striking the thief, it's just as bad. It's truly ironic how Aczex himself stole song as her Electromanecia. Like, the drops of his Candyland remix are just mellowed up drops taken from a tutorial, and My Only Hope was stolen too. I think Solem was the reason why the stolen version wasn't even released. Thanks. Now some of you might say, well, you sided with Aczex against Pomona, you aren't innocent yourself. Now I'm going to say that that indeed is true. I'm not innocent myself. The blinded dingus I was really overlooked some serious things I've caught up multiple times. Death threats, for example, but treat the song stealing as it was the end of the world. Here, I'm just gonna apologize, like, I'm really sorry for any trouble I caused. Like, this fighting fire with fire logic again, I swear, and like the worst bit, this went on from October 2025 till January 2026. Like, 5 months or something. 4, 5, I don't know. Like, Pamona just wanted to coexist in peace, and Aczex just terrorized her. And the blinded idiot I was at the time didn't care. But that was resolved later. Aczex was banned from the JMS server, and JMS entirely, and his song A Flower on the Grass was deleted off the label. Well done. Well, let's talk about another thing he did, or like another one of his scummy actions. Well, that's doxing, or at the very least, abusing a system to get someone's RL info. Let's take a look at what happened. During sometime in December last year or in early January this year, Aczex sent strikes to NCSX's channel on the upload of the song My Only Hope by him and Solem. Now I'm not gonna debate whether the strike was valid or not, but one thing we'll reveal is we never instructed him to go through with the strike or support his actions to go with it. In fact, when he asked if he should give a strike to NCS extras or not, NCD himself said not to, and instead suggested asking Aczex to ask to private the track instead. But that aside, what Aczex did next was take the URL info, which YouTube requires you to submit when you make or dispute a copyright claim of NCS extras provided in the email, and post it in the server. Now, as much as we hate the guy, using his URL info and address for any harmful means is 100% not okay and just a disgusting thing to do. And like, I know some generational haters of ours, oh boy, with some of them, very dedicated haters by the way, like Algae, Crystalline, or Wits Experimental, are gonna make claims like, oh, LCD did the exact same thing, or oh, you didn't call it out earlier. Well, here's what I'm gonna say. NCD didn't do the exact same thing, you dumbasses. Like, he set the IRL name of Quipo, which Quipo gave to him as a server nickname, for a day back in April last year. Which, like, yeah, a whole year ago. And at least he apologized for it in the Google Docs and never did such a thing again. Unlike someone who gave doxing threats and boasts about it to this day, Algae man, and someone who joined a doxing committee on its own will like Aczex. And like the reason why we didn't call him out early was just because we made no call-out posts on this guy to begin with. Like, since January when he first left the community, because we were scared what his client would do to us. And also because he left a peaceful parting message in my DMs before he left. Only if we knew how big of a snake he was going to be. So we didn't want additional trouble with him. Plus, we were on good terms with neither NCS nor VNF. So we obviously had no reason to take such a massive risk for either of them. But like, at the end, we finally became targets. And here we are now. He left the NCS committee and joined Crownsec. And they raided Cogames server, Risya server, Paderborne server, Tap server, Dirt server, RTX server, and Rigel server. I've witnessed the raids of Risya's and Tap server, and they probably the worst ones, I'm sure. Like on Risya server, they spam gifs of stickers, death threats, and sexist and racist slurs and lines. Meanwhile, on Tap's, RTX, and Rigel server, it was awful gore. I'm not lying when I say that I saw gifs of a living cat's belly getting cut open with a cleaver and Ronnie Mc not doing the suit slide. I'm obviously not going to put uncensored screenshots because otherwise I'll be cancelled myself for spraying images of you know what. And YouTube would snipe me down as well. Each time that we raid it, they also drop a dox thread. Worst bit, RTX Dashi is 12 years old. And she's already getting exposure to literal gore because of these raids. Like, it's so messed up. Like, it's not like these servers are the only ones to be raided. Like, the JMS server was raided as well. And RTX Dashi's server wasn't even raided once. It was raided 3 times to the point that it was deleted. Like, now some of you might think, these are actions by my Crownsec. What did Aczex do there? Well, all the servers that were raided were either made by people who had something to do with him, or was previously in them. On top of that, he doesn't really seem to know about the shit this raiding server is sending in the raids, or is just a huge asshole. Part of me thinks it's the latter, because like, just look at this. First basically getting tons of minors to see literal gore, and then mocking them for being traumatized about that? Pfft, that's insane. Like, how much of a disgusting human being do you have to be? Like, and if you didn't see it yet from the message, he's a mod on the server. How deep did he fall off? And like, to conclude, he really went from a relatively well-respected artist and person overall to a DOXXER, a member of a raiding committee, and just an absolute rodent of a human being, basically. So much so that I don't even believe that he's human. Like, all jokes aside, this is super cruel. And all of this made me drop out of my call-up with him. Can't stop loving you, because I don't like being associated with such a disgusting person. Funny enough is that like all he let me do was a pet and that's all. True story. And like, what can you do as a person or label who signed it? Keep in mind that this is purely optional and doesn't have to be done, but is rather recommended to be. I won't chop your half up if you don't. Like, Jokes aside, what you can do is block him off your socials or your channel, if you have either of them, that is. Stop signing his music and maybe going as far as removing them from the label. Marble Records already did that with Can't Stop Loving You. Co-Creates also removed the NCS fanmates of the song fanmade. Like, it's simply because they don't want to support and be associated with a mod of a rating server and a DOXXER and song stealer. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.